Coverage you can count on from your good neighbor station. This is KGNS News Evening Edition.
A high-speed chase in southern Webb County ends with a major accident that caused 9 people to be sent to local hospitals. Good evening, I'm Jerry Garza and has the night off. It was supposed to be a regular traffic stop, but it turned into anything but that. This is exclusive video of the vehicle that allegedly had several people inside. Now, authorities haven't confirmed any information to KGNS News as of yet, but witnesses say that a group of undocumented men driving that car were trying to get away from law enforcement. They go on to say that the men were speeding when they swerved into oncoming traffic and collided with another car, which was carrying a family. One of those family members, a child, was taken by helicopter to a hospital.
But he hit a van that was coming this way at a proper rate of speed. This guy was doing well over 100 miles an hour. One of the deputies told me that the guy wanted to hit him, and the officer used a lot of restraint not to pull his gun and do something.
No one is reported to have died at the scene, but all of the people are reported to have had some major injuries. An investigation into this accident is underway.
A death investigation is underway tonight out at the shooting range off Highway 59. That's where our own Valerie Gonzalez is standing by live. Valerie, what can you tell us?
And we're still here at the law enforcement shooting range just off Highway 59. And you can see that there's less activity behind me, but the body of Lieutenant Medina is still here. The shooting happened around 4 p.m. We're told that Lieutenant David Medina, who is an LISD officer, died here after suffering a bullet wound to his chest. His death was reported by 2 Border Patrol officers who were in the shooting range just next to his. The Sheriff's Department is investigating, but they say it's too early to know what led to Lieutenant Medina's death. He had been with the school district for about 12 years. And just a few moments ago, the superintendent and other LISD officials were here. They say they will be offering their condolences and counseling services to their districts.
Whenever we have a tragedy that strikes with the school district, we get our counseling team together to provide support to the schools or departments, depending on what that area is. Human Resources also goes out to provide that support as well. And so I'm sure that we will be out there tomorrow with the police department and offering whatever support that they may need in handling this very tragic situation.
Well, like I mentioned earlier, we understand that Lieutenant Medina's body is still here at the range. They are waiting for the medical examiner who will be coming to pick his body up in just a few moments. The sheriff says that the investigation continues. However, they are not looking for any suspects at this time. Reporting live from Highway 59 for KGNS, I'm Valerie Gonzalez.
All right, thank you, Valerie. Now we'll have the very latest on this investigation coming up tonight on KGNS News at 10. New information on the fire that broke out at a local park yesterday evening, which caught several people off guard. Now, this shot right here is an aerial shot of North Central Park. If you frequent the park, then you may be familiar with this. You see all the paved track here where a lot of people often run or bike ride. This whole black area that you see here is what actually caught fire yesterday. And as you can see, all of this is homes. So this fire became dangerously close to a lot of homes yesterday, and a very large fire is what we saw yesterday. KGNS News reporter Michelle Pedraza actually spoke to officials today. She is live at North Central Park where that fire happened. What are they telling you today, Michelle?
Well, and officials say that it did break out around 5 yesterday evening when several were arriving here at the park. Fortunately, no one was injured from the fire, but they do say that it did destroy trees and came up close to several homes in this area, as you can see right here. Now, mainly at the front entrance of the park, all of this area is burned. Park officials have put up caution tape around the area. Now, park goers we've talked to think that the fire may have been intentional. We spoke to Laredo Fire Department earlier today about the incident.
4 tankers and 3 fire trucks, and then we had 2 ambulances and several district chiefs. Thankfully, it was a slow-moving fire, but they did need more backup.
According to the Laredo Fire Department, there was nothing that showed it was intentional, and they will not be doing an investigation. City officials do say that it will take quite some time for this area to be recovered. Now, coming up tonight at 10, hear what residents in the area and park goers have to say about what happened yesterday, and we also get developments from the fire department. Reporting live from North Central Park, Michelle Pedraza for KGNS News. Now back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Michelle. And of course, we'll continue to follow this and bring you updates as soon as they're made available. Some breaking news to tell you about this evening. We have a fire that has been reported at Valencia and Frost. This is in central Laredo. Here's a map of where that fire is happening in central Laredo, close to I-35, Valencia and Frost. This is a structure fire. We actually have a crew out there on the scene. This is a live look. That house that you see right there was actually fully engulfed in flames. Fire crews have already put that fire out. There are two houses right there that you may see. One of those houses was on fire today. Fire crews tell us that the other house actually caught fire sometime a while back, but those are both two abandoned houses. So fire crews tell us that no one was living there. These two houses were actually on the list for the city to demolish at some point, but this was a very large fire that was happening. Fire crews have already put that out. As you can see, some hot spots, some smoke still happening in that area. So crews are still out there making sure that that fire does not start back up. And we do have a crew out there. We'll have the latest on this fire for you coming up tonight at 10. An investigation is now underway to determine who killed the woman whose body was found early this morning. The discovery was made by park employees at Seven Flags Park. That's where we find KGNS News reporter Valerie Gonzalez to tell us how this location could prove useful in this case. Valerie.
At 9 a.m. this morning, park employees came here to Seven Flags Park and found the body of a woman lying on the ground behind these skating ramps. This location could prove fruitful to their investigation. In a moment, I'll explain why. Now, police have tentatively identified this woman. Chief Ray Gardner says they found markings around her neck, possibly indicating she was strangled. Although she was wearing a shirt and pants, she was partly undressed. For now, sexual assault has not been ruled out. Police will be using all technology at their disposal to find out more about this homicide.
We'll be canvassing all the neighborhood, all the private homes that have cameras, and also the city parks has a couple of cameras. So we'll be looking at them and trying to get the footage.
The victim was found here, behind these skating ramps. Just a few yards away, we can see that there's light poles that would be illuminating this area, and hoisted on those posts are cameras. Now, the park tells us that those cameras run for 24/7, and the video is stored for up to a month. This could help police in determining whether the victim died here and in what manner. Reporting live from Seven Flags Park, Valerie Gonzalez for KGNS News.
All right, Valerie, thank you. Now, police are currently following several leads but need more time to move forward with the investigation. The medical examiner will be determining her time and cause of death. Police documents revealing new information on a major crash on Highway 359 that left two women and a baby dead. Joining us live in the studio, we have KGNS News reporter Marco Revuelta. Marco, what does this investigation say?
And according to the LPD documents, the initial report shows that a Webb County Sheriff deputy is the one responsible for the deadly crash. The report states that the sheriff deputy was traveling east when he spotted a Tundra in the opposite lane. The deputy stopped abruptly to try and make a U-turn. That's when a van behind the deputy's car tried to avoid slamming into the patrol car. Behind that van, an 18-wheeler swerved to the left to avoid hitting the van and the patrol unit, crashing into the Tundra containing the three people who died. We reached out to the Sheriff's Department for comment on the report, and they sent us a statement from the Sheriff's Office. It says, upon reviewing the crash report and based on my experience as a state trooper, it is my opinion, and after reviewing certain facts of the accident, I found that the driver of the tractor trailer, who was cited for failure to control speed, opinionated that my deputy was somewhat at fault. I will say that it is not unusual for drivers to assess blame on someone else when involved in an accident. He goes on to say, in the best interest of taxpayers, I am looking into the possibility of seeking an independent accident reconstructionist.
All right, thanks, Marco. Now, Laredo police say the investigation is still ongoing and are looking into the many factors that could have contributed to that crash. It was a deadly morning on Webb County highways as foggy conditions may be to blame for a 3-car accident. The tragic accident, which happened on Highway 359 on the outskirts of the city, claimed the lives of 4 people. The Department of Public Safety has released the names of the victims. The victims were identified as 93-year-old Maria Ventuelo Kramer, a resident of Hebronville, 74-year-old Maximo Kramer Jr., 66-year-old Oralia Morin Kramer, both residents of San Antonio, and 46-year-old Norberto Torres Sanchez, a Laredo resident. All 4 were pronounced dead at the scene. Now, the initial investigation report says the driver of a tractor-trailer collided into the back of a pickup that was turning northbound into a driveway. The truck went into the westbound lane and was struck by another car on his passenger side. The driver of the tractor-trailer was transported to Laredo Medical Center for his injuries. DPS troopers are still investigating the case at this time.
Coverage you can count on from your good neighbor station. This is KGNS News Evening Edition.
Good evening and thanks for watching KGNS News. I'm Ann Hutera. Heavy showers move into Laredo late this afternoon and our chance of rain continues into tonight. For a first look at weather, we check in with meteorologist Richard Heatwave Burler. Heatwave.
The very strong showers, some of them were pretty good downpours. They worked their way westward. Low-level winds were moving these storms westward with time. They're starting to weaken, so the storms are now starting to follow the upper-level wind flow, which is more out of a west to east fashion. So a few showers still west of Rio Bravo. These are weakening, but Rio Bravo may get some of these as we go through the next hour. I'm also watching some showers, still some lightning with them west of Zapata. Laredo appears to be pretty much out of it. I'll continue to monitor this situation. Other showers further east in the county and also in southern Dimmitt County heading towards LaSalle County. I'll have more weather a little bit later on.
All right, thanks, Heatwave. Well, as the city continues to grow, traffic problems also continue to increase in several areas of the city, including the number of accidents. Here's a live look at one of those roadways on the list. This is Loop 20 at Los Presidentes. That's where we find our Michelle Pedraza. Michelle.
Well, and it's a problem our city has seen. The number of accidents happening on our roadways, according to TxDOT, there has been a striking increase in those numbers in just the past few years. Now, right here on Loop 20 is just one of the many areas across town that has seen accidents happen more frequently. One contributing factor can be the weather, as it was raining earlier today. PD says that some drivers might not have the experience to drive in these conditions. TxDOT keeps track of crashes and injuries per city and county each year. They state the number of accidents reported in Laredo from 2013 to 2015 increased by almost 500. Other areas that see a majority of accidents include US 59 and Cuatro Vientos. And other contributing factors include speed and distracted driving, including use of cell phones or GPS.
Promote effective, educated, calm driving. Make sure that people are obeying the speed laws. We want to make sure that they have good defensive driving tactics. People aren't in a hurry. People are utilizing safety equipment like seat belts and child safety seats.
With the increase in population, police also says that people need to be mindful of the amount of time it takes to get from one side of the city to the other and leave a bit earlier. Coming up tonight at 10, hear from one of the residents in this area talk about her experience on her daily commute. Reporting from Loop 20 in Los Presidentes, Michelle Pedraza for KGNS News. Now back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Michelle. Now, if you'd like more information regarding statistics of crashes and injuries on Texas roads, you can head on over to our website. That's kgns.tv and click on the Extras tab.
A rollover during the morning rush hour has left one 22-year-old woman in critical condition. 22-year-old Tanya Moreno was driving a gray Hyundai Sonata this morning around 7 along with 22-year-old Giovanna Leticia Lara. They were traveling north on the access road when Moreno lost control of the car. It veered into the concrete and rolled over, throwing Lara, who was in the passenger seat without a seat belt. She suffered major injuries and was flown to a San Antonio hospital. The driver was buckled up and sustained only minor injuries. We got another accident, some breaking news. This one happening a short time ago, causing some major traffic problems on the Mines Road. This is a live look at the TxDOT Stratus Cam network. Loop 20 at Mines Road, you can see traffic backing up pretty bad, those lines of tractor trailers. There was a tractor trailer that actually overturned at the World Trade Bridge. Crews are right now working on clearing that accident. We're going to give you a different angle here. This is Loop 20 at Los Cabos. The accident causing some very long delays and backing up traffic, even as far as I-35. A statement from the city says that delays are expected to continue through the evening. They're also advising drivers, if you can, just stay away from that area.
You've seen them all around town, and with election season here, you've seen more and more political signs advertising the different candidates. But some signs have people in the area concerned. KGNS News reporter Michelle Pedraza joins us live from Del Mar and McPherson. Michelle, what's the concern here?
And this is one of the many political signs seen around town, but this one, put up by UISD board candidate Judd Gilpin, has a resident concerned. As you can see, it's on top of a storage unit that exceeds 8 feet, which is already a violation of city ordinance. The woman voicing her opinion says the sign being well above the ordinance limit is unfair to other candidates.
He's putting himself out there more than the others, and it's not fair for the other people that are trying to get elected. We want this to be a fair election. We want the right people in office.
We reached out to the city's Building and Development Services Department, who say that when political signs are on private property, they must follow a specific procedure. Coming up tonight at 10, hear more about the concerned resident and what the city plans to do when it comes to violations like these. Reporting from Del Mar and McPherson, Michelle Pedraza for KGNS News.
All right, thank you, Michelle. Now, according to the city, so far this election season, inspectors have removed over 100 different signs citywide.
Welcome back. Memorial Day weekend is just around the corner, like we've been talking about. And as barbecue season starts, grill masters are reaching for their spatulas, eager to usher in the long-awaited cooking season. So now let's go outside our studios, where Marco Revuelta is standing by with Longhorn Steakhouse grill master Joe Salinas to show us how to select, season, and also grill the perfect steak.
Norada, nothing says summer like a good old barbecue, and especially with Memorial Day right around the corner. Now joining me is Joe Salinas from Longhorn Steakhouse Grill. Joe, thank you for joining us. You have a lot of my favorite things out here. What exactly do you have out here?
First of all, Marco, thank you for having me out here today. I just want to say that everybody knows that it's the start of barbecue season and outdoor grilling. A lot of times that can be kind of intimidating for people, so I want to feature a couple of steaks that we use at our restaurant at Longhorn Steakhouse and kind of talk about the differences that we have here. So right down here we have 2 8-ounce fillets, which is the most tender cut of meat, very flavorful. And then we have a sirloin, which is as well very lean but very juicy as well. And then we have a bone-in outlaw ribeye that you can see the white marbling that goes throughout the steak that helps give it a lot of tenderize and flavor as you cook it on the grill.
Yeah, you can see the juices flowing on that steak right there. That looks really good.
Good. So we're going to take a couple of these 8-ounce fillets that we have on our current menu, a hickory crusted fillet. We're going to go ahead and season those with our hickory seasoning.
All right, Joe, what is the secret to actually nailing this?
Well, at Longhorn, we boldly season our steaks. And if you're cooking on the outside, on your grill outside, in your barbecue in your backyard, some of the seasoning might fall off your steaks, but like we do at Longhorn, we boldly season the steaks, and it's going to be okay if some of it falls off on the grates as you put them on the grill. So let's go ahead and do that and throw them on the grill right over here.
All right. Now, how long had you been warming this grill up for?
Well, you always want to make sure you're using a very, very hot grill. It helps to cook the steaks quickly, and then it doesn't lose a lot of the juice in the steak itself. And we want to make sure that your grill is heated up to about 500 to 550 degrees. Okay. So I already have a couple of steaks that are pre-cooked that have already been cooking.
Okay. Now, how long did you leave them for?
Well, we did a medium rare. So it just depends on what temperature anyone would want to cook their steaks to. And this is a new feature that we have on our promo menu, along with a few other items that we change seasonally. So these are the flavors of summer that we're doing right now. So we also feature a fire-grilled roasted corn, and then we have an appetizer that's really good is the fried green tomatoes. And then we also are featuring a Hawaiian salmon, which is excellent, with a sweet ginger soy sauce, with a wilted garlic spinach, and topped with a pineapple salsa.
You could definitely smell that right there. That smells really good.
Yes, and that hickory smoke seasoning is actually a smoke seasoning. You can buy this at your local grocer. And then we're gonna go ahead and plate these up.
Yeah, let's see the final result. I'm excited. Now, have you been working at Longhorn for quite a while, right? You were telling me?
Yes, I've been with Longhorn Steakhouse for a little over 6 years now. And I've actually opened up 5 Longhorns around the country and worked at a couple others at Phoenix, Amarillo, Alabama. The company had me traveling quite a bit. So now we're going to top these with...
Okay, now while you're prepping those dishes, there is a hotline you can call if people have questions this weekend, because I'm pretty sure barbecue is going to be in the air this weekend.
Absolutely, and there's a Grill Us hotline that we've been doing for 5 years now with Longhorn that you can call the number that's on the screen right here. It's 1-855-LH-GRILL, or you can go to griller.com right there, expertgriller.com, or you can text grill to 55702 as well.
Okay, all right. Well, Joe, we're going to be right back with you. We're going to see some more plates from you as well, so everyone stay with us. We're going to see the final results when we come back after the break. Hi, welcome back, everyone. If you're just joining us, we're firing the grill outside our studios with Joe Salinas from Longhorn Steakhouse. All right, Joe, we just saw you make some really delicious steaks. Now, what are you doing now?
Okay, I want to show people how we do our ribs at Longhorn Steakhouse. They're fall off the bone good and very, very tender, very flavorful. And for you to do it at home is a very similar process. So you can take some baby back ribs, and then we're going to season them with some rib seasoning, and you can make this rib seasoning at home with some onion powder, garlic powder, salt, and pepper.
Are you doing the same process you did with the steaks, or over seasoning them?
Yes. Well, actually, this, you don't want to do it too much. It's about a tablespoon worth of seasoning on the ribs themselves. And then one of the secrets is putting water in the pan, about a cup's worth, with the meat side down. And then you take some foil and wrap it over the ribs and throw it in your oven at 325 degrees for about 2.5 hours. Okay. And then at that point, the foil over the pan itself creates that steam inside the pan and helps to cook it that way and not dry out the ribs themselves, and they come out beautifully. And
okay.
This is the end result. Once the ribs are done and cooked and seasoned, we do recommend that you refrigerate these so that they don't fall apart on you when you're throwing them on the grill. You need to let them cool down for about an hour.
So they have the little secret to cook.
Right, yeah. You don't want to take them directly from the oven cooking process and then try to throw them on the grill, because they're going to fall apart on you, because they are fall off the bone ribs. So then we have some ribs here that have already been cooking.
Oh, those looks really good.
And these are very, very tender, and you can tell just by the way I'm picking it up. These have already been seasoned with our house-made recipe barbecue sauce.
How long should they be on the grill for?
We want to do about 3 minutes on each side, and you want to continually baste the ribs with some barbecue sauce on there. Again, our barbecue sauce is made in-house, special recipe. It's very, very flavorful. And this is a big favorite for us here at Longhorn Steakhouse.
Now, Joe, you were also talking about other kind of plates. What other plates did you want to show us before we go?
Okay, our new feature menu that just started out this past Monday, we do have the hickory crusted filet that I cooked earlier, and then we have the fire grilled corn, which is a taste of summer. We have a Hawaiian salmon, which is marinated in a sweet ginger soy sauce and served on a bed of wilted garlic spinach and topped with a pineapple salsa. Extremely, extremely good. And then we're also featuring for a short time this strawberries and cream shortcake. And really good for a sweet tooth.
All right, Joe, before we go, there is a hotline people can call if they have questions this weekend over barbecuing.
Absolutely. We've been doing this for about 5 years now. Anyone that has any questions about their backyard barbecue or wants to get some extra tips about how to cook, they can call 1-855-LH-GRILL this Sunday between 10 and 4 p.m. Central Time, and Grill Master will gladly answer any questions you might have.
All right, thank you, Joe. With that, we're going to send it back to the studio, guys, while I get some of this food.
Welcome back. We have our beer hats going on. For all you beer lovers out there, get ready, for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Border Beer Fest, where you can celebrate all your favorite beers from IPAs and lagers. And this is not going to work for me. And stouts and porters. But David Vasquez joins us right now today to talk to us about some of the activities, of course, that you can expect at this year's event. And I think this year is going to be a little bit bigger. And I think it grows pretty much every single year.
We've been doing it for 6 years, so we're really excited. Every year we try to kind of spice things up a little bit. We're really excited to add coffee sampling to the beer festival because as people will see here in just a little bit, coffee is infused with beer now. We're actually going to try one of those. Cool. Yeah, so the way things are happening right now with beer is that people are just looking for different ways to bring out flavors and, stimulate the palate. So what you'll see here is we've got like a whole bunch of different samples that you're going to see.
But I do want to point out that these little sample glasses are these sample glasses that they would get, correct? When you go to the beer
So the way it works is you enter the festival and you receive a sample glass. It's a commemorative sample glass along with your sample card.
That's cool.
And you get to keep it. You take it home with you as kind of
your little souvenir.
Your little souvenir from the festival. And as you're walking around, you'll be greeted with different activities. The cooking with beer, cooking sessions. You've got,
that's interesting.
Yeah, so you'll learn how to cook with beer. That'll be put on by El Capataz, Bobby Gonzalez and his crew.
They're good.
It's really good food. So we've got that. You've got the home brewing 101, how to make beer at home. We've got the Beer Olympics, so games, fun activities.
Lots of fun.
Yeah, and some food challenges. So you don't want to miss that. That's going to be...
Well, yeah, we need food if we're going to be drinking the whole time.
And then, of course, food trucks. We're going to have food trucks out there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay, so you brought us different samples because there will be a lot of different beers for you to try. Tell me a little bit about this one.
So this is Paulaner. This is a Hefeweizen. It's a wheat beer. When you hear the word Hefeweizen, it's basically just telling you it's a wheat beer. This is one of the oldest beers around. It's been around since the 1500s. They're actually one of, when you go to Oktoberfest in Germany, in Munich, they have a tent and you can go into the Paulaner
Is this
tent.
a little bit of kind of tart or a little bit different?
No, it's actually a very spring-like, summery beer, very refreshing, very smooth and easy to drink.
It is actually, it's not that bad.
Yeah, these guys are out of Dallas, Texas. This is Four Corners Brewing. This is an IPA. Now, it's going to be a little bit more bitter because IPA stands for India Pale Ale.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
so
back in
more
the
like
it
looks different than the other one. It does.
It's a little bit darker and it's a little bit heavier. It's actually a 7% ABV content.
Oh, so just a little step on this one. Okay, and the next one?
This one is a Bock. This is...
this one's stronger than the other one. Way, way strong. There's no way I would do
So this one has a little bit of honey.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah. And then...
This one will be...
This is the most strongest one that I
wanted to do the coffee one, which is this one.
We're
running out of time. But.
Yeah, this one has chocolate. This is an Imperial Stout.
Okay,
it's from
this
Carbach.
was different.
Yeah. So that's chocolate, coffee.
You can even taste that it's a beer, which is good. Again, if you want to have fun and come try out a bunch of different kinds of beers, you can do this at Border Beer Fest. It's going to be Saturday at the Laredo Civic Center. Doors open at 7. It's a lot of fun. If you've never done it, you should do it. Thank you so much for being with us here this afternoon. We'll be right back.